What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dak908 coming back for episode 2 of this origin story of mine. Going over my first episode though, I noticed I left out a few things. Well, not really left out, I just didn't clarify a lot. Again, how I met my best friend's cousins. Well, what happened was I did mention Hurricane Rita. The thing is, after Hurricane Rita hit, our house got like a tree fell on it. Nothing really bad happened to it. It was just that there was no power to it or whatever. The power lines got knocked over because the tree fell on the power line, which fell on the house as well. So I'm kind of moved in with him for a little bit, just for it was like a big sleepover. It lasted like 2 weeks or whatever. And we would talk about me and his cousin Chan, and we would talk about Chameleon or whatever because he was my favorite rapper. And then well, not my favorite rapper, but he was a rapper I really liked. And the game that I said I got my name from a Jack and Daxter game. It was actually Jack 3. I actually still have that game. It doesn't work, but I still have that same game that I bought from him. So to clarify, I didn't play any other Jack games, just Jack 3. And that's how I kind of met up his cousin. Well, I met his cousin before then, but that's when we actually got really close. But anyway, that's just a small little thing that we're gonna talk about there. But moving on. So we clarified where my name came from. Dak came from that game, 908, a series of numbers that was gonna be a name for a game, Death Jam 5 from New York. And the Dig Dug part, literally, because I was playing Dig Dug the night before I made a user account to some internet chat site thing. So, moving on, we're still somewhat covering the name ordeal. So, since then, I started using the name Dak for pretty much everything. The Dig Dug part, I didn't really use. It was just something that I kind of kept, you know what I mean? The 908 part, it wasn't in service yet either. The 908 part wasn't in service until I actually got to YouTube. And the Dig Dug part, I really didn't use until I got to YouTube as well. But these are where these things came from. Like, I did use the whole username for the Kiwi box thing. My username was DigDugDak908. So that's where the first time they were used all together in conjunction. I just remember the name and carry it over to many other places now. Moving on. Now, huge gap in here now. I literally didn't have any other use for my name or anything up until, I guess, like senior year in high school, pretty much. No, summer to be a senior in high school, because my whole life I grew up poor. Well, not poor, grew up with literally enough. Okay, I never had the internet. I had a house phone once when I was like 8. Never had the internet, like I said. Never had a computer. Even the games that I got, like I got a GameCube like a year and a half after it came out. And for the entire span of that GameCube, well, this GameCube's lifespan, I've only had like 3 games for it. We used to go to Blockbuster to rent games. It was rough. I just had it rough growing up as a kid. So I wasn't ever exposed to any of this internet or anything. And I had a cell phone as a freshman, but only used it to request for a ride back home from like powerlifting practice, football practice, or whatever. And that was pretty much it. It wasn't a fancy phone or nothing. But when it came to things like that, like stuff that we have nowadays, I was pretty much a late bloomer to it. So when I actually did come across some actual internet was junior year. I was going to a state pilot for me, and we got a hotel, and then the hotel had internet. And what it was, I just kind of played Smash Brothers Brawl online. I didn't have a name then yet, but my name was Dak, because I said I used the name Dak for pretty much everything. So that was that. But going back to on topic summer, my senior year, my cousin, he's not my biological cousin, just call him cousin, my cousin Trey, he shown me Call of Duty 4, and I was like, ooh, what is this game? This game is pretty daggum cool. It's a war game. That's literally how I saw it. It was a war game. Okay, I played Call of Duty before, but back when it was a World War II game. But anyway, I go up in there, and I'm watching him play, whatever, and it looked really cool. And then he allowed me to play. I told myself, I'm going to follow this young man in front of me. That way I don't get lost. I had this weird feeling that playing online video games, you get lost in them, like you don't know where to go. Like this huge, ginormous, massive map, but it's never really that big. I always thought it was just so huge. Like it was like a like Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? How big Grand Theft Auto is? I thought it was like that, and I was gonna get lost. So I followed this guy, Call of Duty 4 on the map is called Ambush. Was it? I think C spawn. I think it was C spawn. Where I don't know if the both spawns are pretty much identical. Anyway, C spawn. I'll clarify it later on. I went up, followed this guy through C spawn, went up the little staircase right to the left where people like to go up there, and immediately got collateral. Dropped the stick right there, because you know it was one of those. As soon as you die, you get to pass stick. But that was my first Call of Duty experience, and that's how I got my Call of Duty start. Ever since then, I started playing the game a whole lot, and then on his PS3, of course. And then I decided to go and get what is it? Medal of Honor Heroes 2 for the Wii, because we didn't have Call of Duty at the time, because that was the only online shooter for us. At the time, my name for that was Mo Darker, or Ed and Rummy, which was names that I used in Call of Duty 4 on the PS3, because you know PS3 could just make accounts. That was my name at the time. I didn't have the DAC thing. I don't know why I didn't use it at that time, but I just didn't have it. So after playing Medal of Honor Heroes for a while, literally up until World of War came out. Well, actually, no. Let me back it up a bit more. I used to see all these montages. You know what I mean? You know, because he would show me these montages, Call of Duty 4 montages. I'm like, wow. No, this was. I didn't see the montage until after school started. So the summer, it was when I first got my first taste of Call of Duty. When school started back up again, Christmas break, he came back from college and showed me what a montage was. First guy ever showed me was, I think, Meow Time 5, which is still currently my favorite sniper, period. That guy's my freaking idol. Meow Time 5 and JQ. 21643 was his name at the time. Now it's just JQ. He just goes by that, or just J. He's really, really big now. 25k subs or even more. I'll put his link in the description, but I used to idolize these two cats. I mean, I used to sit there and watch their double time montage every single day, like 15 times a day. It was nuts. Okay, it was absolutely nuts how many times to watch this montage. And then when World of War came out for the Wii, my first name on there was, I think it was Mo Darker. Again, I started using that for a while, and then after I got that, I also got my first laptop. You know what I mean? Oh no, I'm going back even further. I didn't even talk about Smash Bros. But let's keep it Call of Duty. We'll make a sub thing, maybe a smaller video. Anyway, Call of Duty. I got Mo Darker, and then I decided to make another name because my Smash Brothers clan was branching out to so we can have a Call of Duty branch as well, and my name for that was gonna be Dak 908. Oh, D's Nuts. Actually, my name was gonna be D's Nuts, and then I started making montages. I bought a capture card at the end of January, and then I bought. Well, I didn't buy. I started making montages under the moniker D's Nuts. DZZNUT $$. That's where we're in it for right now. We'll get into where Dak actually came into being in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy.